What's up, everyone? This is All Destroyer 229. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. Last time, we beat the game on both Erika's and then showed off Ephraim's endings. In this episode, we are going to delve into a little bit about what happens after you beat the game. This will be significantly shorter than most other episodes in the series, but I figured it was still worth showing. So, once you beat the game, there are quite a few different things in extras that show up. I'm not sure exactly which one of these were all available during the main game or not, but there are different things that you can access from this menu. First off, there is the Link Arena, which apparently Anna is also in charge of. So think of this kind of as like an arena where you can go up against other players. So it's essentially like a type of PvP mode, where if you connect to another person's Game Boy Advance, you can then have your units fight off against their units. Kind of predating what would happen with, say, Awakening or Fates, with the character armies that appear within Awakening, and then the My Castle battles that happen in Fates. There is the Sound Room, which does what you would imagine it would, in which it plays all of the different songs that were available throughout the game. Interestingly enough, there's still quite a few that are missing. I'm not entirely sure why that would be. I'm pretty sure one of these would be like going into a battle in the Link Arena, but oh well. Next, we have support conversations, which are what it sounds like. You can review all of the support conversations that you have unlocked over the course of all of your profiles. So in case you wanted to look at a specific character's supports, or if you were maybe planning another playthrough and you wanted to see which support conversations you hadn't unlocked yet, this would be your way of checking. And then finally, we have Map. So Map unlocks something that is very interesting. Now, in order to do this, we have to override one of the epilogues. So once we do this, we won't be able to view the epilogue sequence again. But we'll go ahead and override the one on Erika's route. And this takes us back to the main map. So basically, this is your way to access post-game. And in post-game, I mean, you have all the different weapons, you have all your characters. Everything is exactly how it was when you beat the game. So what exactly does this allow you to do? Well, you can go and fight different skirmishes that appear on the world map, but more importantly, it also gives you access once again to the Tower of Valny and the Legato Ruins. And these are the places that you especially want to go to during this post-game sequence. Why? Well, because you can actually unlock additional characters by heading into both of these locations. At both the Tower of Valny and the Legato Ruins, if you get far enough into each respective dungeon, and in some cases clearing the entire thing multiple times, you will unlock characters that you would not get access to otherwise. So for example, you would get access to characters like, say, Orson, Glenn, Selena, Volter, even characters that never appeared as, like, enemies, like King Fado or Queen Ismarie. Most of the important characters who died within the course of the main story are playable if you go through the Tower of Volney and the Legato Ruins. Even characters like, say, Leon, you can get through this method. Interestingly enough, there is one character who is still technically alive that you can access, and that is King Hayden. In fact, all of the royalty except Pontifex Mansell are playable, which is weird why Mansell isn't, but whatever. So that is essentially your reward. You can go about and get those characters, and you can then use them in this post-game sequence. I don't think you can bring them into the Link battle, but you can bring the different items that they have with them and put them on other characters. Like, say, Leon's Tome, Naglfar. You get that as a reward for also getting Leon, and you can give that to anyone who has an S rank in Dark Tomes. So, that will pretty much do it. There's not really a big point to going and showing them off. Well, I suppose I can at least try to get one of them. I wasn't really planning on going and doing this. But I can just speed through going through the Tower of Volney until we actually get one of these characters. Actually, I think this is a pretty good setup what I've got, to be honest. Let's see, Erica and Seth, Ephraim and Tana, La Rochelle Inez, Mer and Soleil. Yeah, well, Well, Mer can be used in case of an emergency. So yeah, I'll go ahead and speed on ahead, and I will show you guys getting a character. Actually, before I do that, there is something else that I want to show off. Once you beat the game, you have your statistics available. We saw these during the epilogue sequence, but once you beat the game, you can actually see all of the statistics for the specific run. So all of the battles that character has fought, how many wins that they've had, and how many losses. Like I mentioned very briefly in the epilogue, losses are when your character dies, but you reset the chapter to bring them back. So the game does keep track on whether or not your character does die and you decide to reset. So, in case you were wondering whether or not I kept my word about letting characters die, well, you have both sets of epilogues to prove that. There is one other thing that I should mention that gets unlocked, and I think this unlocks once you've cleared both Erica's and Ephraim's routes at least once. And that is access to the super trainee classes on successive runs. So super trainees are just what they sound like. They are just trainee units. So Ross, Amelia, and Ewen. But they are incredibly powerful. Their stat gains are a lot better. They have a lot better stats. They still look like the normal trainee units, but they are incredibly powerful. So it's a very interesting reward. I'm not sure what exactly the difference in like weapons that they get. I know Ewen gets access to all weapon classes. So he gets access to light, anima, and dark magic as a super trainee. But I don't think Ross or Amelia get anything different. And like I said, that isn't just for beating the game once. It's beating the game on both Ephraim and Erica's routes once. Alright, so with all of that, I will go ahead and speed up until... Well, actually, no, I won't speed up because this is just very simple enemies. I went to the Tower of Volney on purpose because I knew those enemies would be super easy. So, I'll just go ahead and skip ahead to when we get to one of our unlockable characters! Yay! Well, this is something I didn't really expect to get. Another support conversation! Sure, why not? Between Erica and Ephraim. Erica, are you alright? I'm fine, brother. I'm right here, so please call me if you need anything. I'll always be nearby. Yes, thank you. But you do understand that I'm here to fight, don't you? I cannot ask you to watch me constantly. I'm your sister, not your ward. Erica? Wait, don't! What are you? Oh, you looked a little upset. I thought I would stroke your face like I used to. Please, stop it! You're treating me like a child! Oh, sorry. It's just an old habit. Besides, you were always the one who pestered me to do it when we were little. Don't you remember? No, I don't remember! That was such a long time ago! Dear brother, please try to remember where we are right now. What would our companions say if they saw us in such a personal moment? Yes, that would be embarrassing. Forgive me. I did not mean to do anything you would find unpleasant. No, I didn't mean that. It's just... So you really do want me to stroke your face? No! I mean, look! You always did blush so easily. You haven't changed at all. Enough! Brother, you are starting to anger me! Oh, those two. Alright, now let's get back to where we're supposed to be. Also, something that I should mention before we do that jump again. There is actually not any way to save during the middle of the Tower of Valmy. You can't really tell here because we can just suspend in case we want to leave and come back. But that's the only thing that we can do, is leave a suspend spot. We can't leave, like, through battle preparations. Well, actually, no, I stand corrected. We can leave, but because there's the retreat option. We can't save, though. You cannot have a dedicated save during the middle of a Tower of Valmy or within the Legato ruins. So, if a character dies, you either need to redo the entire thing, or just live with the fact that that character is now dead. So, yeah, no pressure. Alright, now I'll meet you guys when we actually get that character. This is just a illustration as to what I meant earlier. Sorry for another jump cut before we actually get to the thing that we need. But yeah, you can see that we cannot save during the middle of these runs. So yeah, like I said, you either retreat, or if a character dies, then you either have to redo from the very beginning, or go on without them for the rest of however long you want to do Creature Campaign. So yeah, that's fun. Alright, so now, all we need to do is just very quickly take care of this spider. And the third floor of the Tower of Valmy is complete. There we go. I'm not sure what exactly triggers it, but yeah, we'll go ahead and proceed. And we can now use Calais. So yes, once we fulfill certain criteria, we get access to different characters. So now we have Calais! Hey! You are supposed to be dead. So yeah, like I mentioned, you get access to all the Grotto Generals, almost all of the royalty, a couple odd, well actually I think Orson's the only odd one out. But yeah, you get access to a bunch of characters who were either non-playable or dead. So yeah. And we also get their equipment as well. So you can see with Calais, we get another Hoplon Guard for getting him in our party. So in case we wanted to get another character this item, we can do that. Also, he has some pretty decent stats. He has a good amount of HP. He has A ranks in both swords and axes. Overall, Calais is a pretty capable unit, all things considered. but there's no reason for us to really stay here. So I will go ahead and retreat. We'll go ahead and save our progress. Yeah. And there we go. So now we can just basically keep doing this indefinitely until we want to get all the characters, or however much further we want to continue playing the game. Like I said, the Legato Ruins also is basically a harder version of the Tower of Valney, and also has its own set of characters that unlock as you go through it. So there's a ton of characters to get if you so desire. I don't, because I don't think that's really necessary to go about and do this. All I wanted to do was just to show off that we could get these additional characters. So, with that taken care of, this is officially the end of Let's Play Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones. So I hope you've all enjoyed this, and until next time, everyone, take care.